So, think of this channel as your GPS for the job search landscape. Whether you're charting a course for your first job, plotting a career change, or seeking new horizons in your professional journey. From resume revamps to interview strategies, networking know-how to personal branding power-ups, each video is a pit stop on your roadmap to success. So take a drive with me down the Career Parkway. Welcome to Roadmap to Job Searching, your destination for navigating the twists and turns of the job market. My name is Karen Parker. I am a career coach. If you have any questions regarding job searching or careers, put them in the comments below. Hit like or subscribe while you are there. If you are interested in a more personal one-on-one consultation, feel free to visit me at www.careerparkway.com and select free initial evaluation. Cover letter seems to be everybody's dreaded requirement for job apps. They don't need to be complicated, however. Cover letters are made up of 4 individual components. That is the initial salutation, your unique value, how you match up with skills, the ask, and then the closing. Let's go over each of these one by one. We're going to do a little hands-on demonstration, I believe, while we are doing this. So hopefully this will work out. Using a specific example, I think people might find it helpful to use an existing example. So as I was saying, the cover letter starts with your salutation or your greeting, and then you have your why you are writing, and then why you are unique, how you match, the ask, and then end. Salutation, of course, is easy. I do have some notes down here to kind of make it a little bit easier. You start out with putting your name and your address, your date, and then their name and address. And then you can reference why you are writing the company, the position posted on ZipRecruiter. And then you start out with a greeting. And then this would be either dear hiring manager, to whom it may concern. If at all possible, and you can find a name to actually address this to, that's usually the optimum. But anything like this is acceptable just for a general introduction. So as we said, the first one is the salutation or the greeting. And that is pretty much just, the introductions. I am writing regarding the above position on LinkedIn or ZipRecruiter. I would like to express my interest in this position. Now you can start off with that, and that part is fine. If you can find like a particular hook to start that position, you can, but I'm going to save this for a little bit later when we're actually looking at a job description. And I'm going to try to color code these to make this as less complicated as possible. So that is your first section, the salutation and the greeting and why you're writing. Now you want to be able to do section 2, and that is just talking about why they should be interested in you and why they should hire you. And this is where, if you do have the time to engage with a career coach, this really comes in handy to be able to self-promote yourself. A lot of times it's hard to describe yourself or think of words that would describe yourself. A great way is to ask colleagues or other people that you work with and ask them how they would describe you. And they may come up with a lot of different descriptives that you hadn't thought of. What you want to do here is pretty much your unique value, or what we call the elevator pitch, or something that makes you stand out as a candidate from the others based on the strength that you give to them, or what your strengths are, what your domineering characteristics are. For example, for mine, my descriptives would be like empathetic, innovative, and creative. And one of the reasons that I would use something like that is just because that for me, I thrive best in an environment where I'm able to be creative, innovative, think of new ways, new ideas. That's just something that is innate that I need the ability to do. So being in a position where I wouldn't be able to do that be successful in that particular role, but it wouldn't be something that I would necessarily be happy, 100% happy at. So that is just the YU. So any kind of descriptives that you have as to why that you are who you are. And section 3 is your skills match. And this is where you want to put anything that you have read in the job description that matches, that would make you a strong candidate for this position. This is a copy of a job description for a bookkeeper position in New York for a company called Commissary. We're going to write a cover letter for this position, or kind of look at examining the job description to write the cover letter. All right. The first one we've got for the bullet point is ideal candidate is relentlessly detail oriented with a knack for remembering numbers. Now, this one is a soft skill. It would be something that would be self-descriptive. So we're going to color that blue. We're going to put it up in here. Person who loves numbers, relentlessly detail oriented. So I'm highly detailed person. That would go into your section 2 YU. Knack for remembering numbers. So you would put retains number memory, something like that. That's probably a bad one. We're just going to do this for knack of remembering numbers. Okay. Obsessive attention to detail. Again, that is soft skill. Attention to detail. Okay. 3 years of bookkeeping experience. And that is going to be a hard skill. So that's going to be here. Mention the number of years experience. Okay. Next, we have strong proficiency in QuickBooks. Again, that is a hard skill. QuickBooks online experience. I don't know why that came out red. Yellow. Okay. Next, we have the bachelor's. So that would go here. Now we are rapidly growing organization and need a bookkeeper to support our financial analyst, our COO, our tax accountant, and our purchasing director. And I am going to highlight this and put it in as a soft skill. And what I'm catching on here is COO and purchasing director. It's referring to you being able to comfortably work with a certain level of person within the company. So that is something that you want to put up here in your soft skills, ability to work at all levels. That will be very key that they'll probably look for, that would hold you out as a candidate. Okay, so now and then we've got the purchasing orders, accounts payable, and all of that. And that is all soft skill or hard skill. So we will put that all here. Finance, tax, analysis. Coordinate with leaders to collect data for menus and recipes. Now this, I have, if you notice up in here, could be a good draw, right? So you're as a person who loves numbers, and cooking, do some kind of cooking. I was excited to see your posting about ZipRecruiter, or you would like to express my interest. So that gives you like a good in or a hook as you're kind of reading through that. Numbers detective. That will be hard skill. Numbers detective. I don't know why this keeps changing colors. So we know that's kind of consistent. All right. And then we have this role is fully in office because the investigator requires a lot of phone calls, in-person follow-ups, and fact checking. That all is a hard skill. So you want to put that here. All right. So that is everything that they are looking for as far as the job description. So we're going to go ahead and just move that all down here out of this mess. So now we've looked at the job description. We have our introduction right here, where we start out. One is dry, and one is as a person who loves numbers and cooking, excited to see the position, and I am interested in applying for the position, etc. Now you have the section 2, where you are specifically addressing what they're looking for as far as soft skills or strengths in that job description. They're looking for a highly detailed person, knack for remembrance, attention to detail, ability to work with different levels within the company, and obsessed with getting things done. And it matters to you that there's no inconsistencies. So that can all be a why you. So you would sit there and work at describing yourself in those kind of just using those kind of descriptives. You have section 3, which is your skills match, would be here the specific skills that they're looking for this job. Just to finish it up, we have the ask right here. I'm interested in talking with you about this position. I feel I'm a great fit, and I look forward to hearing from you. And on these particular ones, always use standard business, regards, best, something else, sincerely, very succinct and very businesslike. Now, if you notice here, the one thing that I didn't do is my contact information. So you do want to add in I can be reached at, and then make sure just double put your information in on here as far also that would match the resume or where they want to contact you. The best time to reach me is another good one that you can put in here. Then thank you for your time. There are the basic bones of your cover letter for this particular position. Now we just turn these into sentences. We've kind of started. Here's a person who loves both numbers and cooking. I was excited to hear about your posting for the bookkeeper position on ZipRecruiter at X company. And I would like to express my interest for this position. You can put a little bit extra in there to make it a 3-sentence type thing. And then here, just kind of string those along. So as a highly detail-oriented person who has a knack for remembering numbers, I have a high attention to detail in all my past experiences. I have the ability to communicate and work with people at all levels. And one of the ways that a person would describe me is that I have always been obsessed with getting things done and making sure that there are no inconsistencies or discrepancies, as it is important to me ethically to not have these inconsistencies, something along those lines. And then here you just string along those. I have worked as a bookkeeper for 10 years, mostly with QuickBooks Online. I have the bachelor's degree. And this is all the experience I have as far as doing that. And I'm very comfortable with the phones. I've had lots of jobs that have had experience working with the phones and doing the in-person follow-ups, etc. And then you're done. And that's really all that the cover letter needs to be. It's just an extra way for them to, one, see how well you're reading the directions that they want the cover letter and that you are giving them the cover letter. And bonus here, that they are saying cover letter optional, go ahead and do the cover letter. 2, you have the skeleton for whatever cover letter that you want to do. You're going forward. You now have the structure for the cover letter that you would want to submit going forward. You do want to custom write. And you don't hear this, but you do want to custom write one for each one. Now, there is a time saver. There is with AI, the results that you get when you put in different prompts for the AI still needs work, but it can give you the bones in the shell to write something. So I'm going to show you the example of that and how that can help you to write your cover letter. So we're going to jump to ChatGPT here, and then we're going to take that same job description. In order for this to work, the best way when you're using ChatGPT is to put the resume skills in and then the job description, and then say, comparing the resume skills and the job description, can you write me a cover letter? But since I'm not a bookkeeper, I don't have a resume with a bookkeeper. So what we're going to do is paste in the job description here and then ask it to write a cover letter. Please write a cover letter for this position, keeping it concise. Now, here you can pretty much use any kind of prompt that you want, but when you want an input that you want, the more precise that you can be about how you want that output, the better output you're going to get. So we put the job description in, and then we ask for it to write the cover letter. It comes out with the same consistency. It's got your name, address, hiring manager, etc. And then the shell. I'm just going to go ahead and copy this on over, and we can do a quick comparison and how we would use this to edit or help us to write the sentences on what we did. I would go start out with I was excited to write about the opposition, just like what we had. So this part up into here is fine. This I would save for later and put it like in its own thing. This one is going to consider the financial clarity in my previous roles. This particular part of the sentence you could probably add right back in. And now you have your 3 sentences. You want to do the section about YU, which would be this part. If you notice, we were a lot more specific. So you would want to take our section 2 here, which was a highly detail-oriented, knack for remembering numbers, attention to detail, ability to work at all numbers, etc. And we want to put it in this particular sentence or this particular paragraph here, particularly because it opportunity to collaborate closely with other departments, including the kitchen team. And this would actually make a lot more sense if you put "I love to cook" up here, like we did initially on ours. And then you would put in valuable. Just some extra descriptives here about your being highly detail oriented. There's actually both here, attention to detail and highly detail oriented. So that tells you that you definitely need to mention that on the cover letter. Now, for remembering numbers and ability to work at all levels, we've got that addressed in that one sentence. And then the obsessed with getting things done right. All right. And then section 3 is the skills. That's how you match on the skills. And that would be actually more of this one. I have on my quick spells and excessive attention to detail. I've already mentioned that. We move that up. Okay. At the previous, I supported growing managing accounts detail for financing reports, compliance, and the bachelor's degree. Now let's go back up here and double check our list. We need number of years experience, a QuickBook Online with a degree. And then specifically, we want to talk about phones a little bit more and in-person follow-ups and actually finance, tax, and analysis. Let's see if they put that in there. Yeah, so you would just want to kind of beef this up a little bit and talk about those 3 particular extra skills. Okay, and then we just have the closing. So thank you for considering my application. I look forward to the possibility of contribution to the growing exclamation. I would expand on this, and like I said, and I can be reached, and reiterate your thing, and then sincerely yours. So it comes out very, very similar, a little bit out of sync on the format that I would recommend, but definitely if you get to this one particular stage and you have a hard time actually putting the sentences together, then this would be a great way to start so that you have the shell of the letter. But then make sure that you do the analysis of the job description to make sure that the key points that they are mentioning in that job description are mentioned in your cover letter. Let me know if you have any other questions, if you would like for me to do more examples of a job description analysis to help you write those cover letters. Until next time, obey the rules of the road. Hello, think of this channel as your GPS for the job search landscape. Whether you're charting a course for your first job, plotting a career change, or seeking new horizons in your professional journey. From resume revamps to interview strategies, networking know-how to personal branding power-ups, each video is a pit stop on your roadmap to success. So take a drive with me down the Career Parkway.